You know, Sims, when the night falls, my lonely heart calls. I think you should have heard us, man. We were killing it. We were absolutely killing it.
I'm sure we were a bit better than them, too.
I think so, man. We brought the bass this morning. Now, we're actually going to bring the final touches now to all of the deliciousness that we've been whipping up throughout the day. This dainty, very tasteful little cake is going to steal the show. I'm talking about the most delicious lemon pudding, and it's budget and family friendly. I'm calling it our lemon delicious pudding. It comes together with just a few ingredients, and then we'll satisfy any sweet tooth craving for that afternoon tea. I love the lemon profile. For me, I'm not a sweet tooth, so if I can have a balance of flavor with something that's sweet and sour or sweet and salty, that works for me.
You remind me just of my mother. She loves the whole sweet, savory feel. So it mustn't be overly sweet or it just loses everything. And one of her favorite things is a lemon. So
balance,
you know?
But now you've just made me all like nostalgic and teary, okay? You've just put all this pressure on us. So we've got to do this in a way that would be honoring your mother, okay? Now you've just turned this into a whole different challenge. Now, I said this is simple, and it is relatively simple, but there are a couple of guidelines that we need to adhere to get the end result. So where do we start?
Okay, so starting, I think the first thing to take note of is your eggs.
Okay.
You need to separate your eggs into egg whites and egg yolks. And that's the hardest part.
Oh, wow, okay, done.
After that, everything's pretty simple. You have butter in a bowl.
Okay.
You take your egg yolks, toss them in, toss a bit of sugar.
And presumably the butter is room temperature.
You want it soft. You want it as soft as possible, and then you just grate some lemon zest.
And I don't know what it is if I was dropped in a vat of lemon juice as a baby, but I absolutely adore it. And in my mind, the best desserts come together not with decadence or kind of excess, but rather with the balance, that finely tuned balance. And for a cake like this, there's nowhere to hide, really.
Nothing to hide, yeah.
You know, it's got to be right, and it's got to have that zinginess to it. But, you know, you've got to get the balance right.
Yes, and then you literally just mix this for a while.
Good. I like the way you gingerly started that process out, so we don't have egg yolk and
you know,
lemon
a lot of
zest all
people
over
toss and then it goes everywhere.
Okay. What's the vibe here with the consistency? What are we ultimately looking for?
So you're trying to make your egg yolks go a light pale kind of color. That normally helps. That's called the creaming process. All the bakers will be like, yeah, we're just creaming.
Right.
You cream your eggs, butter, and sugar. It gives you a smooth, dissolved paste so that you don't have granular sugar.
And you can see that it's dropping to like from that intensity of that darker orange to a nice light yellow now.
I think we can turn it up a little.
Beautiful. And you are allowed to sing to yourself if you want to.
Oh, you know, I normally go ham in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit of Whitney for me when you're baking, man.
Oh yeah, Whitney.
If you want to dance with somebody, what's your favorite song to sing in the kitchen, man?
I think I don't have one specific song.
You see,
as long as there's radio playing, I think I'm there.
He sense the trapdoor opening beneath him. No, don't worry. I promise you, we're not going to make you sing. I won't ever make you. Well, I say that. I might actually make you sing on national TV.
That's rather traumatizing, hey.
So we've separated our egg whites and our yolks. Why? What are we doing with the whites?
So with your egg whites, you're going to whip them until they're stiff peaks, almost like you're making a meringue. So they look nice, and you can hold that over your head, theoretically.
Just about, yeah.
And it should hold. And then what we do is we bring the two together and we start folding.
Aha. Okay, so this is possibly, see, this is where my alarm bells go off, like I could ruin the process here. So what do we need to be careful of?
So we're going to add just a little bit of milk.
Okay.
So this is a combination of coconut milk and fresh milk.
Oh, nice.
So it gives it a bit more of a velvety feel to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And with this, I think, you know, it doesn't sound very romantic, mouthfeel, but for a cake like this, for a dessert like this, mouthfeel is very important.
Everything.
Texture
it has
is
to
vital,
feel perfect. So you're going to add your milk.
You can see how much creamier that consistency is.
And then we bring that back for just one more quick whisk before folding everything in.
I love it. And what I like about this is edging towards like a nice little bespoke dessert or a way of rounding off a meal for everybody where they can each get their own little dessert. You can maybe even serve it in the ramekin. You can kind of have a little bit of fun, but it's a way that every person kind of feels special. And it's quite a dramatic kind of showstopper at the end of a meal without you having to break the budget, obviously.
Without you having to break the budget.
And it's not too complicated, but I think this little guy punches above its weight class because it's going to look really good. like you probably bought them. You know, and you want that. You want your guests to feel special, like you've taken individual attention for each of them.
To each element.
All right.
Then we've got.
Now we're thinking of merging.
So how the whole folding thing is, you use half of your flour.
Okay.
First, this kind of makes it thicker.
Okay.
And then with the first part, you're allowed to stir.
Okay.
But only the first insert. This is primarily because you're trying to get your consistency right.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we're going to do the whole folding.
And then when you're folding, and obviously you do as little as possible because you don't want to break down those pockets of air, that aeration.
The light fluffiness that comes with it. Yeah, you want to keep it as smooth as possible. And that's the winning touch. So now we'll add half of our egg whites, and fold them in. So you just keep doing a figure eight constantly.
Nice and soft, and you can see how that body is already forming there. All right, so then once we've got the desired consistency, we fold it in our egg whites, presumably into our little baking tins or our ramekins.
Into the oven, 180 degrees, about 20 to 25 minutes, or until golden brown. And there you have it, the best ever lemon pudding you'll ever try.
It's why it's called the delicious lemon pudding. Absolutely beautiful. Will Mommy be proud of these?
I think she'd have some with tea. Get a nice pot of rooibos going, and she'll definitely smash into these.
I absolutely love it. Buddy, you've been amazing today.
Anytime,
Thank you so much. Some deliciousness on a different level in your Feel Good kitchen this morning. If you want to try these out for yourselves, and I really suggest you do, for a little afternoon tea, go and check out expressoshow.com.